This is Full Speed Racing, and this week we bring you all the action from a cold and wet Thruxton. First up is the Toyo Tyres Racing Saloons, and it's the first time these guys have visited this quick and technical circuit. There's a capacity grid, which means plenty of battles. Enjoy the show. As you can see behind me, we've got a fantastic mix of cars here, all two-wheel drive saloons that are built prior to 1994. Taking second position down here, we've got Colin Tester in his BMW, but on pole position, the man of the moment is Tim Sweet.
Second pole position in a row for Tim Sweet, the man who was on pole last time out at Silverstone. Alongside him on the front row of the grid, Colin Tester in the ominous Sierra Cosworth. Dave Hickton in the Opel Ascona lines up in third. Big grid as ever from the Toyo Tyres Racing Saloons, and the series veteran Brian Jordan qualifies in the 11th position. Julian Newman alongside him should give him a good dice. Mike Dugdale, one of the competitors in the BMW 320s, lines up 22nd. He can go well. Huge and diverse grid, rounded out by Darren Stamp, who lines up 31st. The red lights go on, and away we go. A good start from the middle of the field there. It looked like Brian Jordan got away well. A very good start as well from the outside of row 2 from Roger Kneebone. It's Roger Kneebone who gets the jump as the field will make it safely in towards Allard, but it's Colin Tester who streaks into the early lead. Roger Kneebone second. Lee Franklin in the Talbot Sunbeam Lotus up into third position, and then pulses to Tim Sweet all the way down into fourth place as they go into the complex. Campbell, Cobb and Seagrove for the first time. Tom Murphy just going around the outside of the much older escort of Stephen Primmett. Primmett then fights back, and also Will McAteer in the Golf in the mix there. Out of the complex they come for the first time, and already Colin Tester stretching his legs as he did at Silverstone just a couple of weeks ago. In second position, Roger Kneebone has got Lee Franklin right on his tail. Franklin in the Talbot, something the is twitching through the corners. A rare visit to Thruxton this for the Toyo Tyres Racing Saloons runners, and so circuit knowledge really for many of them confined to just 15 minutes qualifying this morning. Will McAteer on three wheels as they make their way through the fast bits on the back side of the circuit, and then streaming through Church. Look at that from Colin Tester. He is absolutely flying on this, the first lap of the race, as they then begin the long climb up Woodham Hill towards the club chicane. Roger Kneebone now breaking away from Lee Franklin, perhaps unsurprisingly. Franklin having Tim Sweet to contend with. Into the chicane comes Colin Tester, and already this is beginning to look a little bit good for Colin, although Roger Kneebone will keep him very honest. Dave Hickton heading up a nice little train there with Stephen Primmett in the LB Escort second, and Will McAteer in the Golf following behind him. Primmett, an exuberant and entertaining driver. I think we can expect to see him fighting well above his weight during the course of this race. Hickton, the Opel Ascona, also was looking very entertaining in qualifying a little bit earlier on today as the field streamed through. And now Tim Sweet just beginning to reel in Roger Kneebone as they come up to the complex once more. That gap as they went across the line was 5 or 6 car lengths. It's now down to a length or two. Lee Franklin trying to pull all the corner speed he can as they go through the complex. But look at Tim Sweet in the white BMW pressurising Kneebone in the red as they accelerate out of the complex, and then Lee Franklin in the mix as well. I'm not sure that the Talbot Sunbeam Lotus is going to quite have the legs on Tim Sweet's BMW. Sweet's BMW only completed at the start of April, and he's already bang on the pace with it as he chases down in pursuit of Roger Kneebone. Kneebone just beginning to get a little bit of advantage. Look at Franklin bucking and squirming as he goes through the curve. We go in car with Elliot Dunmore. That's Tom Murphy just ahead of us in a car similar to that of the race leader Colin Tester, as Dunmore closes on Murphy quite considerably. Murphy looks like he's made a bit of an error because he runs wide, and Elliot Dunmore, well, I thought he was going to go through, but hello again to Tom Murphy. Mad dog he's got on the rear of the car as he swoops across in front of Elliot Dunmore, keeping the position and then pulling away on the straight. Well, back to the race leader, Colin Tester, as he comes through to complete another lap. Tim Sweet now glued to the rear of Roger Kneebone, bumping across the curbs down. That wasn't too good from Kneebone because he rather went in a little bit straight as they went into the chicane. And here comes Stephen Primmett as well. So Stephen Primmett, we thought he'd be punching one above his weight. Here he is in 5th position, having gone past Dave Hickton already. Back in car with Elliot Dunmore as he looks to go running outside of Tom Murphy. Nicely done. Inside from Tom Murphy. Hello to Elliot Dunmore. So he repays the compliment from earlier in that. Back goes Elliot Dunmore. Now can Murphy fight through as they run on the inside up towards Allard? Back in car, Elliot Dunmore, and yes, there goes Tom Murphy once more. I think we'd expect that. This is a good battle going on. James Christie, the Helmet Avenger, with James Carpenter and then Mike Tovey, also Ravi Ramid, bringing out the rear of that train in the white BMW. There's Mike Tovey in number 135 as he chases down James Carpenter, and then in turn he is trying to close on James Christie, who often goes very well in that Helmet Avenger. About this battle for second position, it's absolutely fantastic. We've got 5 cars squabbling for the place as Stephen Primmett tries to reel in Lee Franklin. Franklin, perhaps unsurprisingly, when it comes to putting his foot on the accelerator, just losing out to the 2 BMWs ahead of him, as we can see Stephen Primmett slide in the rear of the Escort. Beautiful to watch. Dave Hickton, by comparison, a little bit more restrained. And now James Christie's coming to the tail of Matt Knight in the yellow Vauxhall Corsa. So it's Knight there, just to the left of the screen, then James Christie, and then James Carpenter. The 3 of them in vastly different machinery, but at the same time very evenly matched, as through, or attempting to go through, goes James Christie, as he gets a little bit of a slide. He's got the inside run on Matt Knight. Knight keeping his footing around the outside in the Vauxhall Corsa. Christie jumps on the anchors. That could give James Carpenter the opportunity to move through, as Stephen Primmett tries to line up the move on Lee Franklin as they climb up Woodham Hill. Neither car particularly renowned for its straight line speed. Both drivers are better in the corners than they are on the straight bits, as Primmett looks to the outside as Franklin covers off the inside. I'm not sure he's going to find any joy there, but he keeps his foot in anyway. He's going to run out of road. He has no option but to slot in 5th position behind Lee Franklin, as Dave Hickton trying to close in as well. Great battle as Tim Sweet, you can see at the head of the screen, just chasing in on Roger Kneebone, as a trip across the grass there for Paul Cowland as he pursues Lawrence Ball in the Jag. Cowland rejoins the fray, no harm done, just a little bit of a slide, and he's actually not too far adrift of Lawrence Ball. And Matt Knight, James Christie, James Carpenter and the rest all coming to join the fray as well. Brilliant dice as they turn into the complex. Mike Tovey bouncing across the curbs, and Tovey, you can see the side of that BMW a little bit reprofiled from how the manufacturer intended it, which shows that he certainly is unafraid to mix in the scrap as Christie moves to the outside. Carpenter looking to the inside. I don't think he's going to find a way through there. No, he's not. He just settles in behind in the Toyota Corolla. So they make their way out onto the far side of the circuit, and Carpenter asking all sorts of questions here of Christie. He again just has a bit of a look to the inside as it goes wrong for Christie, and Carpenter collects Tovey. Oh no! And off goes James Carpenter. Contact with Mike Tovey. Heavy contact indeed. Well, Carpenter spins down to the rear of the pack. Mike Tovey, it looks like, has continued, but that doesn't look too good there at all for James Carpenter. Back to the battle for second position as Roger Kneebone has Tim Sweet right in his tail, and Tim Sweet with a straight line, you'd suspect that Sweet would be able to pick his way through, but Roger Kneebone, vastly experienced competitor, and are reasonably wide as well. So at the moment, Tim Sweet not able to find a way through. They've both got the wipers going, so it means we've got a little bit of rain now beginning to come down. It's a grey day here at Thruxton, and the track looking very slippery. You can see as he bumped across the curbs there, Roger Kneebone, the car just beginning to break away from him. Tim Sweet in hot pursuit. Will he be able to get the run this time as they climb up towards Woodham Hill? Here is the Jag leading Paul Cowland and then Matt Knight. Again, good battle going on with Lawrence Ball, always a very enthusiastic competitor in the Jag, and compared to the Golf, not the most nimble of machines. Tom Murphy now busy having a bit of battle with Julian Newman in the white BMW. So Newman, what can he do about trying to clear Tom Murphy? As you can see in the background there, James Carpenter exiting the Corolla. So bad news for Carpenter. That contact did look fairly heavy with Mike Tovey, and unfortunately he's out of the race. Paul Cowland looking to the outside of Lawrence Ball. Well, that's brave at the very least, as Cowland keeping his footing around the outside. If he makes that stick, that will be absolutely fantastic, but Lawrence Ball just needs to slide out to the outside, which is exactly what he does, and he pushes Cowland wide, and Matt Knight says that'll do nicely, and he gains some positions. We're on to the final lap of the race, and Colin Tester still leading, as he has done since the very start of proceedings, and that advantage helped known by the fact that Roger Kneebone has been busy contending with Tim Sweet all race long. So there goes Tester at the head of the screen, and then we're just clearing one of the runs a little bit lower down the order. That's Scott Sawyers in the BMW. Past Sawyers they go, and that could have just brought Kneebone enough, because Sawyers compromises Tim Sweet's speed through the corner. So Tim Sweet in third position, now dropping to 10 or so car lengths back from Roger Kneebone. Here comes Colin Tester. He has been absolutely imperious all race long, and the Ford Sierra Cosworth looking absolutely beautiful as well as he climbs up Wooden Hill for the final time. Just the club chicane to negotiate. It has been the scene of much last lap drama many times before, but I'm not sure that Colin Tester is going to make that error today. No, he doesn't. Through he goes, beautifully driven by Colin Tester as he accelerates past the pit entry and on to the checkered flag, and Colin Tester takes the win in the Toyo Tyres Racing Saloons race here at Thruxton today. Second place goes away Roger Kneebone, third to Tim Sweet, Lee Franklin holding on for fourth position. More battles as Julian Newman, Brian Jordan and Laurie Dunster all about through the chicane, all sorts of angles, and is Dunster going to get the run on Jordan here as they go up to the line? No, not quite. Jordan just holds on. So final classification, Colin Tester takes the win from Roger Kneebone and Tim Sweet. Lee Franklin and Dave Hickton rounding out the top 5.
Colin started in second position, blinding race.
Yeah, it was really good, really good. I mean, we was a bit fortunate that the guy who originally qualified for pole actually left, so obviously that was a bit of a result. But yeah, I got a really good start, and once I got a bit of a gap, then I just maintained it, and yeah, the car was going really well. So I'm really pleased, really pleased. I was looking forward to the checkered flag at the end because of the rain, but yeah, really chuffed.
Yeah, starting 5th on the grid, coming in 2nd. I can't catch the fiery Cosworth. The fire-breathing Cosworth, I should say. So, yeah, it was as good as it was going to get for me, and I did catch him a bit towards the end. So, another 2 laps, Colin, you'd have been mincemeat, mate.
Tim from pole, back to third. Still a great result, but what happened?
Yeah, disappointed. Yeah, I really need to get those starts sorted. Had the same at Silverstone. So, it's a brand new car out at Silverstone. Just not used to the competition clutch. So, yeah, get some practice for that.
Don't go away. Coming up after the break, we join these boys, the Gas Shocks production BMWs. They've not raced here for some years, so circuit knowledge is paramount to performance.